Hi, everybody. Dan Illman taking a look at the first leg of the 50-cent late pick 5 at Del Mar on Saturday, and it is a barn burner of a graded stakes affair. It's the Grade 2 Seabiscuit Handicap. We're going a mile and a 16th. As we take a look at the field, it is a full field of evenly matched horses. I think you could probably make a case for 6 or 7. We'll take the field in post position order, beginning with the number 1, River Boyne. And River Boyne is just a rock-solid, consistent horse. It's probably been a bit unlucky that he hasn't reached the winner's circle yet in 2019. In the Shoemaker Mile, he was down inside in the stretch. Bolo just got the jump on him and was able to control the pace. He ran well that day. The San Francisco Mile back in April, tough outside post position, really wide. Frank Kilroe, very, very wide. Thunder Road Stakes, in behind horses. You kind of get my drift. River Boyne's a horse that's had some bad luck early in the year. Now, this is going to be his third start back since his summer vacation. He got nothing out of the City of Hope Mile. He was terrible that day. He must have just been a short horse because they wheeled him back that same month, and he was better in the Lure on Breeders' Cup week. Frankie Dettori rode River Boyne last time out, and even though the pace was very fast, Frankie wanted to get involved early. This horse was in a decent spot, saving ground near the back of the field in a race with a lot of pace. Frankie moved early in between horses. This horse was kind of in a bit tight turning into the stretch. He did get the split, and he finished okay to be third. I think he kind of moved into the teeth of the pace. Flavien Prat takes over here. Third start off the layoff. This is a horse that you have to respect. All about price, really, with River Boyne. I mean, 9-2 on the morning line. That's fair, but you've got so many other horses in here that might offer a little bit of more value at the windows. River Boyne, again, been unlucky this year. Going to need to find some luck under Flavien Prat, but last time out, I think he had some excuses. I think he ran a little bit better than it looks, mid-moving into the teeth of that pace. Ritzy AP ran really well in the Lure also. He's the number 2. Johnny Velasquez picks up the mount here. Ritzy AP is a kind of horse who's been a bridesmaid for most of his career. 7 seconds, 5 thirds. But he's shown up in some of these graded stakes races. Third in the Eddie Reed, third in the Del Mar Handicap. Last time out in the Lure, he made a big wide move on the turn again into the teeth of the pace. The last run by Ronald R., well, that was the best run. Ritzy AP kind of made the first wide move, made the lead in the stretch, and then Ronald R. overwhelmed him late. It was a good second-place finish for Ritzy AP, a horse that has now shown that he can rally from mid-pack if the pace isn't fast. That being said, I'm not sure the pace is going to be blazing in here. Johnny Velasquez will know what to do. He'll either be sitting second or third, I think, off Ohm, who we'll get to in a little bit. Next Chairs has earned $1.5 million in his career, and he is 10-1 on the morning line. That's the number 3. This is a horse that won the San Gabriel, won the Shadwell Turf Mile in 2018. He certainly has credentials. He just hasn't really fired in his recent races. Now, the Breeders' Cup Mile, you just throw that race out. He was 60-1. The Shadwell Turf Mile, he was not embarrassed, beaten a length, but that was one of those races with a blanket finish. I don't think the Shadwell Turf Mile this year was that great. And the race before that, the Tourist Mile, was his first start off of a layoff. He ran okay at Kentucky Downs. I'm not sure if that was a great effort from him as well. He's 6 years old. Maybe he's getting a little bit long in the tooth, but you could also probably poke some holes and make some excuses for his races in tough grade 1s in 5 out of his last 6 starts. Next year's fits here. I'd like to see some more tactical speed. He's been coming from way out of it in his last few. The number 4 is Ohm, and Peter Miller has really turned this horse's fortune around. Remember that Ohm, early in his career, was a good middle distance horse. He won the Del Mar and the Twilight Derbies back as a 3-year-old, as well as the Mathis Brothers Mile. He was third in the Seabiscuit in 2016, beaten less than a length. And now it just seems like they've tried to turn him into a turf sprinter, and they've had a very good amount of success doing so. Ohm won at Churchill 2 starts back. They brought him off the layoff in the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint going 5. He showed good speed to be right up close to the pace while 3 wide, and he was punching on in the end to complete the Peter Miller-trained exacta behind the uncoupled stablemate Belvoir Bay. He'll stretch back out now. He's going to have to stretch 3.5 furlongs, but there isn't a lot of pace in this race, and I think Paco Lopez just can't help but find himself on the lead. Ohm has run some big figs in 2 out of his last 3. He's capable going long. He's run big figures going longer in the past. He's very dangerous. 8-1 on the morning line. Sacred Life's the 5 going out for trainer Chad Brown, 5-2 on the morning line. All of Brown's horses get bet. Sacred Life is a horse that has done nothing wrong in 3 starts in North America. He was second behind LeCullen, who was a good horse in his in his North American debut. His first start off a several-month layoff. He didn't break very well. He kind of was down towards the inside. He swung widest turning into the stretch, and he just missed. They ran him in the Bernard Baruch. He got up close to the pace on a soft turf course. And again, I think he ran just fine. His coming out party might have been last time out at Keeneland. Chad found a great spot for him in an allowance race, and this horse made a big 5-wide move on the turn to get into contention. Now, he was extremely late to change leads in the stretch, but he ran by those horses like they were standing still. It was a very easy win for Sacred Life, who seems to be figuring out the game right now. Stepping back up into the graded ranks, yes, he's facing better horses, but again, he seems adaptable from a pace standpoint. I'm not sure I want to take 5-2. It seems a little short. Majestic Eagle is the 6. He is a very likable horse who's been a hard knocker throughout his career, kind of a grade 3 type, winning the American 3 starts back over Law-Abiding Citizen, Sharp Samurai, 2 horses you can go on with it. Del Mar Mile, he was beaten. Tourist Mile, I don't hold anything at Kentucky Downs against horses if they don't perform up to snuff. It's just a European-style configuration that some horses don't like. Majestic Eagle is rock solid. I think probably a confluence of events need to happen for him to win this race. He needs to probably run his career best, and he needs a couple of horses to maybe not run to their best form. Prince Earl is the number 7, and I think Prince Earl is one of the horses you have to worry about in here. He is so lightly raced that it's certainly conceivable that he has upside potential. He's run twice in 2019. His first race in the Del Mar Mile was his first start in over 8 months, and he won that race. It was a good effort. Not a great field, but the fact that he was able to overcome the layoff for Phil D'Amato and pop a 101 Beyer speed figure, this horse has ability. He was 4th in the Hollywood Derby last year as a 3-year-old. He then ran in the City of Hope Mile last time out, and I thought he ran okay. He got up close to the pace. He was saving ground in the first turn, 3 wide on the second turn, and I think maybe he was just a little bit flat. He was punching on. That was a true blanket finish. You had 5-6 horses on the line together, but Prince Earl ran back to that 101 Beyer speed figure. He's paired up the Beyer tops. He now goes 3rd off the layoff for D'Amato. And he's another horse. He can sit just off the pace. He can be closer if the pace is slow. Dangerous at 5-1. Ronald R., what a claim. They took this horse for $40,000 of May of 2018, and then he went away for over a year. Patience has paid off for these connections because they've run him 3 times. He's won all 3. He won the Lure last time out, although he got an electric pace situation and a great ride from Drayden Van Dyke. They were cooking with gas up front. Ronald R. was just hanging out at the back of the pack. He swung wide. He took aim at Ritzy AP, and he was able to be better than Ritzy AP. I'm not sure that pace scenario is available for him here. I don't think Ritzy AP is gunning. I think that Ohm is probably able to secure the early lead. Ronald R. is going to have to do a little bit more in this spot if the pace isn't as hot. I have such respect for the 9 Cleopatra Strike, winner of the John Henry Turf Championship last time out, going 1.25 miles. Cleopatra Strike was a horse early in her career, 9 second-place finishes. Just looked like she was never going to get over the hump. And even in her first start for Phil D'Amato, first couple, she got beat a nose, she got beat ahead, she got beat by next year, she got beat by Ronald R. She found the right field last time out. Acclimate went fast early. Cleopatra Strike got a really nice trip saving ground most of the way. Abel Cedillo got out at just the right time. Cleopatra Strike did the rest. It was a perfect trip leading to that 98 Beyer. Let's see if she has to overcome a little bit of adversity in this bigger field. Andesh is the 10. Andesh did not run well in the Lure. Andesh did not have a great trip in the Lure at 4-1. If you want to draw a line through that race, that's fine. He did not have a great trip in the City of Hope 2 starts back. My formulator note said that he stayed in surprisingly on the backstretch when he could have gotten out, and he was blocked all the way through the stretch, down to the wire, and was only beaten a length. And then he came back in the Lure and he had some trouble again. He's got some ability. He's got to show it against graded stakes competition. Whenever they've stepped him up, he's either had trouble or he just hasn't fired, and he just finds a tough spot in this race. This is a wide open edition of the Seabiscuit. We take a look at my selections in here. I'm going to go one more time with Prince Earl. I think he's got the most upside potential in this race. I think he is adaptable from a pace standpoint. 5-1 on the morning line seems fair. He's my top selection in here. Ulm is going to be dangerous, the number 4, if he's able to steal away to an easy early lead. Cleopatra Strike ran well with the perfect trip last time out. I wonder if maybe he wants a little bit more distance, and Ronald R., the 8, might want a little bit more pace. 7-4-9-8 for me in the Grade 2 Seabiscuit, kicking off the 50-cent late pick 5 with an approximate post time of 2:30 Pacific. Good luck.